For 50 years, a bright star has shone each holiday season from the top of a department store in downtown Seattle. While this familiar icon has brought a galaxy of joy to millions of people over the years, the man who created it has remained in the shadows. Until now.
I think this is the first tree, 1953.
Bob James was a young designer at Seattle's Bon Marché department store back in the 1950s when his boss came to him with an idea for a new holiday decoration.
One of the things he did was to go to New York and that. And he, in New York, I'm pretty positive that it was Macy's, had a lighted Christmas tree on the outside of their building. So when he came back, he talked to me and said, why can't we do something like that?
Bob happily complied, designing a series of star-topped trees made from strings of lights that hung on the southeast corner of the Bon during the holiday season beginning in 1953.
I had to very carefully measure out on my blueprints the exact footage of each string so that when it was all pulled up in the air and the cables all tightened up, it turned out to be a tree.
Bob doesn't remember why, but each year the trees he designed seemed to get smaller and the stars seemed to get bigger and bigger, until by the mid-1950s the tree was gone and only the star remained. Finally, in 1957, the Bon unveiled the twinkling masterpiece that remains a Seattle icon.
This is where I was telling you that the star, you know, from all over Seattle you could see the star.
While the star has ascended for the past 5 decades, Bob's role in designing it has been overlooked by the community. But all that's changed this year as the holiday icon celebrates its 50th birthday, and Bob has finally become something of a star himself.
Oh, it's wonderful having Bob here. He's just really, in so many ways, he certainly is the creator of the star, and to have him alive and here to enjoy the moment is very special to us.
Macy's, at least that's what the sign now says on the building that most folks still call the Bon, invited Bob up to the roof of the store this year for the installation of the star. Among Bob's admirers, though they'd never met him before and never even heard his name, was Macy's chief engineer, Doug Willard.
So did you build this thing?
I designed it.
You designed it?
Yeah, and
wow.
Engineered it.
It's a work of art, I can tell you that.
I'll be darned.
Bob is in his 80s now, retired and living in Lake Forest Park. But this star maker hasn't slowed down, and he remains curious and engaged, and engaging.
Oh, I think I see the switch box.
There was some concern when the Bon became Macy's that the tradition of the star might fade away. Given all the hoopla around the star's 50th anniversary, does Macy's remain committed to this stellar icon?
Oh my goodness, we hope so. Gosh, what will things be like in 50 years? But we certainly hope the tradition lives another 50 years.
Though the mechanical design of the star has changed somewhat over the years, the look of this festive beacon is still 100% Bob James.
The star is, as far as I know, the only lasting bit of my designing downtown, you know.
For the moment of truth, as the star hinges into place, Bob went across the street to Westlake Park for some perspective, both visual and historical. Now that this humble artist has stepped from behind Seattle's holiday star after 50 years of anonymity, is Bob James dreaming of a new life filled with fame and fortune?
None of my neighbors that live around me know, you know, who I am or anything like that. Now, the neighbors will walk by and wave, maybe.